Hey guys, today we're going to be trying some new makeup. We are going to be trying the M Cosmetics Daydream Cushion. I wanted to do a dedicated video to this, but I just have so much new makeup that I wanted to, demo for you guys. So we're just going to put this into a trying new makeup, but we will be doing a full day wear test. So it's going to be a full day wear test for all of these things, including this cushion. I also just purchased the two new Victoria Beckham lid lusters. So excited for these. One color is Tea Rose and one color is Honey. I'm going to try and create a look using both of these, although I think these are perfect one and done shadows. I also just received from Sisley, I was like beyond thrilled, their new Lafito Rouge lipsticks. You guys know how much I love this lipstick formula. It is a lipstick with like a matte, like demi-matte kind of finish, but they're really comfortable. And then for powder, Laura Mercier just sent over this Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in the shade number 3. I think this may be a little bit too deep for me, but anyway, we're gonna give it a shot. This is not a new product, it's just new to me. So I've got that. And for blush and highlight, I thought I would use this for you guys. I hauled this many hauls ago, and I don't think that I've actually used this on camera for you guys, but I have used this in real life and it's wonderful. So we're going to be using the Raw Honey duo here. So yeah, I think those are all of the new things. Of course, I'll be filling in what I don't have with things that I've had in my collection. So let's go ahead and get started with this dream cushion. So they sent me 3 different shades, and I was really going back and forth between the fair light and the light medium. But after like looking at the website and checking out some other people's videos, I am gonna go with the light medium. I just didn't want to open up too many foundations because anything I don't open, I can donate. So that's what I will be doing with those. But let me get out some scissors and open up this box here. So this is the latest cushion foundation from M Cosmetics. It does have an SPF 50 in here. It is broad spectrum SPF 50 PA+++. And when you buy a cushion, you will get a cushion refill in here. And then the compact itself already has a cushion in there. And then I find this very interesting. So there's an expiration date down here. So it doesn't just give you a shelf life, it actually gives you a date when this expires. And this is, to me, I thought this was pretty astonishing, but it says 3/13, so March 13th, 2023. So that's like 2.5 years for a liquid product. So I thought that was really awesome. And the sunscreen in here is a combo of chemical and physical sunscreen. So here is the compact. It's a matte white plastic compact. And inside we have a mirror. We have like a teardrop shaped sponge. On the inside here, we have a safety seal. So let's go ahead and remove that together. So I'm on their website to get some details and it says coming soon. I thought this was released already, unless they all sold out already. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, in any case, hopefully I'll give you some good information as to whether or not you want it. Let's see, there's 6 shades in total. It's $48. Oh, and I'm mistaken. Okay, so each cushion is 0.42 ounces, so just short of ½ an ounce. So it's a multi-use formula and can be used as a primer under foundation, worn alone as a tinted SPF, or paired with concealer for customizable coverage. Oh, that's awesome. And hopefully they'll be coming out with concealer. That would be really nice. It's cruelty-free, it's vegan. Oh wow, there's a picture of Michele Wang with the cushion on. Doesn't she look beautiful? Those peachy colors look so great on her. All right, so let me go ahead and start applying this. I don't usually like the sponge that's included in these cushions, and this one is such a small, flat one. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use my sponge, which is the Sonia Kashuk sponge. I get these at Target. I just really like the texture of these. They seem to last a little bit longer than a lot of other sponges. And when you wet it, it just grows into something huge. So I find it's very efficient too. But I'm gonna use this dry because the sponge that it comes with is dry and they don't say anything about wetting that first or anything. So I'm just gonna use the butt of the sponge here. And I'm just gonna pounce. Well, I'm happy to say I think this is the right shade for me. So if you're of a similar skin tone to me, I think the light medium works really well. It looks quite deep, on the cushion, but I feel like once I got it onto my face, I feel like it looks fine. It looks a lot lighter. So I'm just applying it to this half of my face so we can kind of compare and take a look at coverage and shade and everything. I also am keeping an eye on this part here. That's usually where I can tell if something has oxidized. So far, I don't see any color shifting, shade shifting at all. So the coverage and the finish of this cushion foundation is really, really pleasing to me. It is like a light medium coverage. The radiance is there. You can definitely see it right here, like on my cheek and my nose and my forehead, which is great because I think once I put a light layer of powder down, I think you'll still be able to see a little bit of radiance. That's how much I feel like there is here. And for a dry skin gal like myself, I think it is a good thing. All right, I'm just gonna sit here for a couple of minutes and just kind of keep an eye on this part and see if any oxidizing happens. All right, it has been several minutes and no color changing. That's very, very exciting. So I'm gonna apply this to the rest of my face and then we can move on to the other new goodies. All right, there it is all over my face. I feel like now that I have it all over my face, the coverage seems a little bit fuller than I thought at first. And looking at my sunspots, which you can see this really bad one here, you can still see that, but a lot of the other ones are pretty much covered up. Okay, all right. I would still call this like a light medium coverage, but it's definitely leaning towards medium for sure. All right, next for powder. So I have this Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. Let's actually take a look at this. If it has too much of a sheen to it, I would rather use it as a finishing powder instead of a setting powder. So it comes in the typical Laura Mercier packaging. And here is the powder. Yeah, that looks a little deep, doesn't it? I wonder if I can use this as a light bronzer. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, it's faint. That could be, yeah, it's kind of faint. Yeah, so I'm gonna use this as a bronzer. So I'm gonna just use my Dior pressed powder here. I'm gonna use this to set the makeup. Oh, and I'm skipping, sorry, didn't mention this. I'm skipping concealer since we're kind of doing like a wear test for this foundation. I really wanna see it kind of, you know, just all on its own. And if I put concealer on, I feel like, I don't know, especially in some areas around my eyes, especially, I'm not gonna be able to tell like what's the concealer and what's the foundation. So we are just going to forego concealer today. All right, nice light layer of that powder down. And yeah, you can still see a bit of the radiance come through from that cushion foundation, but it's definitely dampened a little bit. All right, so let's try this Laura Mercier powder for bronzer. I've got my Chikuhodo KZ brush here. Oh yeah, I think that did a little something, a little bronzing something. Oh, great. And this has a really nice soft satin sheen, nothing too glittery. Oh, pretty, really nice and subtle. Oh, I'm so glad I tried this as bronzer. I think that worked out really nicely. All right, let's move on to blush and highlight. I love these Melt, what are their full names? Digital Dust Duo Blush. And this is in the shade Raw Honey. So this is Raw, this is Honey. And they're both considered blushes, but I'll use this as a highlight since it's so light. And this is just such a wonderful, like cool toned mauve shade. It has a really beautiful peach undertone, so I feel like it can go warm or cool toned. Gorgeous. And then let me just swatch the honey side. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's really pigmented, so I'm just taking my smooth buffer from Sonia G and kind of blending out that raw shade. And next I'm going to go into Honey and just add that a little bit because these powders are really, really bright. Really bright. Gonna take smooth buffer again. Just make sure it's all blended in nicely. There. Wow. That is a blinged out cheek. So, so beautiful. And I was so tempted to get their new Beetlejuice collection. I think the whole PR kit went on pre-sale a couple days ago, and it's just such a big kit, and there were too many things in there that I didn't think I would use, but the eyeshadow palettes look like a lot of fun. The brushes look like a lot of fun, and I really want that handheld mirror. So hopefully when they do release the whole collection, like fully release it, I think is it on Black Friday they're doing it? Anyway, I hope they're selling everything separate. Like I hope the handheld mirror and like the brushes, I hope those weren't just part of the PR kit. That would make me sad. But anyway, that is the Digital Dust Duo Blush in Raw Honey. Let me go ahead and do my brows, and then we'll be back to play with the Victoria Beckham lid lusters. This foundation, by the way, still is looking really beautiful. Yeah, it's not doing anything weird around my nose. So exciting. Okay, the lid lusters from Victoria Beckham. So this one is Honey. So here's Honey. Wow, this looks beautiful. And there's just the slightest bit, you can actually probably see it right there, like the undertone of it is like a rosy peach. Ooh, wow, that is gorgeous. And here is Tea Rose. Ooh, there's Tea Rose. Really gorgeous too. Beautiful, like dusty pink shade. I'm trying to figure out which shade to put where. I'm more interested at the moment in the Tea Rose. So I'm gonna put that all over my lid, and then I think what we'll do is just kind of like accent it with the Honey shade. So I've got my Esom V27 brush. These are their new V-line brushes, really great, synthetic haired. And I'm gonna go into Tea Rose. And of course you can use your finger with these shadows, but I just find I can't get it exactly where I want when I use my finger. I kind of get it all over and I prefer using a brush. And since this is like a cream shadow, but it's definitely on the flakier side, I find I have to kind of press and smear the shadow to avoid any fallout. Wow, look at how gorgeous that Tea Rose is. I'm gonna try my Esom W21 brush. This is Sable Hair. Just wanna see how these different brushes work. I do feel like this brush is making it a little bit easier. It picked up a lot more product and it's like blending it out a little bit faster. That is such a beautiful shade. Look at that. I just love these lid lusters so much. You guys know how much I love her mink shade. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, let's go into Honey. I'm gonna add this to the outer portion of my lid here. Okay, I was not planning on this, but my Tom Ford Extreme Eyeshadow Quad, the new Mercurial one, was sitting here, and I thought, let me see if I can maybe like blend it out with one of these shades. Let me go into like this shade up here with like a fluffy brush. I've got my Esom G34 brush, and just lightly, I'm gonna go over the top edge there. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, it just adds a little bit of dimension there. It looks, see how it looks like so flat there? This, I think, adds a nice bit of dimension. Pretty. Wow, what a wonderful pairing. Wow, that was good. That was good. Okay, let me use, actually, while I have this out, I'm gonna use a pencil brush. I've got my Refer number 3 brush here. I'm gonna go into the lightest shade and just use that to highlight my inner corner tear duct area. All right, I've got the Wang eye kohl pencil. This is in Rich Hazel. This is the deep brown one. And I'm going to tightline with it. Add a bit to my waterline. All right, wow, gorgeous. I don't know what else to say. They're just so, so beautiful. I love these lid lusters. They have such like the perfect amount of glitz to them. They're not, you know, they're not too much. It's not too chunky. And with these two shades, I think they're like neutral enough that you can wear them during the day or at night. I don't think like they're too much for the daytime. Like her mink and is it Midnight, the like deep navy one? Those are like more dramatic kind of shades, and I generally feel a little bit more comfortable wearing them like in the evening, or if I'm just, you know, wanting to do a more dramatic look. But these are great like everyday shades for me, and I'm so happy with how beautifully the Tom Ford Mercurial shade, that top right hand corner shade, really worked to like blend out those shadows. I think it looks beautiful. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes, add some mascara, and then we'll come back to lip swatch all of these new Lafito Rouge lipsticks from Sisley. All right, so Sisley came out with 4 new shades to their Lafito Rouge line. Okay, first up, let's talk about the packaging. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these lipsticks from Sisley, but they come in this red velvet pouch, so luxe, and the outer packaging of the lipstick is this zebra print, golden black. It has a red S at the top, and these are magnetized. So first we have number 15, Beige Manhattan. Here is a swatch of Beige Manhattan. So there's Beige Manhattan on my lips. Such a comfortable formula, and for them to have pretty much like a demi-matte matte finish, it's surprising. It's surprising how comfortable they are. And even after they kind of like set down a little bit, they still are really, really comfortable. This is probably my favorite matte lipstick formula. Next up, we have number 27. This is Rose Bolshoi. And here's a swatch of that. So it's a little bit pinkier than the Beige Manhattan. So there's Rose Bolshoi on the lips. Really like this pink. It's not too warm or too cool. It's pretty neutral. Next we have Rose Shanghai. And that's this shade here. Ooh, that looks like fun. Oh wow. This is like a fluorescent red. I mean, I guess I could see it in the swatch. I didn't think it was gonna be quite this bright on the lips, but wow, that's amazing. Really pretty. I almost wish I ended with this one. But we've got one more. Let me take this off. And here's Rose Mexico. Wow, look at that red. There is Rose Mexico. That looks like the perfect, like blue undertoned red. Ooh, this is another one that, I mean, yeah, I could tell it was bright on my hand, but it looks like so luminescent on my lips. I feel like my lips look like they're glowing. Holy smokes. Okay, Rose Mexico. Well, I'm gonna go about my day. I will definitely do a check-in so we can check out this foundation. So far it's looking great, and it's been about 50 minutes since I applied it. And yeah, it looks great. Nothing weird around the nose is happening, or my forehead. Really, really awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look at my first check-in. All right, we're doing a natural light check-in. It's always a little or a lot scarier than studio lighting, but this will give us a really, really accurate picture of everything. I think this foundation looks really good. I think the only thing I see is just a little fading around the nostrils. And I have been kind of active around my house today. I've been like unboxing stuff. So I am like a little, my nose feels a little like sweaty. But other than that, I feel like it looks great. Doesn't that look really smooth? Even on my forehead. Oh wow, all right. So the foundation so far I think looks really good. The eyeshadow, eyeliner, all that business, I have the Wang eyeliner down. That hasn't smudged at all. That eyeliner, his eyeliner formula is so amazing. It's so, so amazing. I have the Surratt Noir lash tint on, looks good. I feel like the lid lusters and the Tom Ford Mercurial, all of that is still there. I feel like I see a little bit more fall out from the lid luster. I feel like I see some like glitters on my cheeks. So that is something to be aware of. I don't think it looks like horrible. I don't think it's really, really visible. Oh, and the lipstick I did reapply. I did have like 2 meals between when I first started the video and now. So after lunch, it was definitely like mostly faded and I needed to reapply. So this is a reapplication of the lipstick. And that's it. So let's go ahead and take a look at my final check-in. Hey guys, it is about 3 hours later from my last check-in, and I have had this makeup on for 9 hours in total. So I just wanted to give you my final thoughts on everything. I think this foundation is fantastic. The only change I see between my first check-in and now is that I look a little shinier around the nose, like the tip of my nose is looking a little oily, and like the center of my forehead, basically my T-zone. Everything else I think looks really fantastic. I don't see any additional fading away. I see that same little bit kind of a little bit faded from like around my nose, but nothing horrible, and it hasn't faded in any like weird way where it's kind of either clumped up or like broken up or anything. It just looks a little bit lighter than my initial application. I don't feel like it has like sunk into my lines here. I don't feel like it's done anything strange around my eyes at all. It's really, really awesome. And this eyeshadow, the staying power is there. I have experience with Victoria Beckham's lid lusters, so I'm not really surprised. They do have great staying power. I don't have any problem, as you can see. I haven't touched it at all. I have no creasing or any issues like that. I don't generally have a lot of creasing issues with eyeshadows. I have very, very dry lids. I also don't have like too many folds in my eyelid. When I do that, yeah, you can see that one fold, but generally I don't. So I don't usually have creasing issues. But with that said, on a few occasions I have had creasing issues with eyeshadows, and I have not had it with the lid lusters. The mercurial shade is still there as well. I actually love this eye look. Love, love, love this eye look. And this lipstick, again, another, just like the lid luster, it's a formula that I'm familiar with. It's just new colors, and this formula is so, so comfortable. I love how it really feels like a moisturizing satin lipstick, and it just has like a flatter finish. It's really, really a special formula. So that is it. A really big thumbs up for everything that I have on today. Thank you guys so, so much for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.